Hello and welcome to the SEO plus AI show. My name is Josh, Automatic for the People of Bashinsky, harkening back to the REM, I think it's REM album, Automatic for the People. And today, because today we're doing automatic SEO, and we are joined by an illustrious panel of SEOs with us today. First off, of course, my co-hosts say hi there, Greg.
Hello, Josh. How are you today?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you for asking. And we also have with us the local SEO guru, Ryan Mazie. Say hi there, Ryan.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for the invite, Josh.
It's not a problem. Thank you for joining. So, if you've never
Something
seen the
looks
SEO,
different.
sorry, Greg.
Something looks different in Ryan's setup. Are you different location or?
Oh, no, I'm just vertical. I am not sitting at the moment. Same
Okay.
place. Yeah. Sometimes you're probably used to a perspective a little lower.
Now
But
he's standing for the exercise. Excellent.
yeah,
You
Good
get
call.
everything on this show. You get SEO, you get
right?
AI, you get exercise tips.
It's
It's
true.
it's the full gamut of information. If you've never seen the SEO plus AI show before, we are the finest show on the YouTubes for SEO and AI information. Just to ensure that I'm broadcasting correctly, let me go over here. And today, because today we are, just in case we're broadcasting. There we go. Good, we're broadcasting. So we broadcast live at Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is right now. So if you want to watch the show live, you are of course welcome to do so. Please make sure you click the bells and slap the monkeys and punch the sheeps and everything else you need to do down there. All the ridiculous little things you need to do down there to make sure you're notified as to when we go live. And you can ask questions live. Also, if you have any keywords you want me to work on today, we're going to show you how to do automatic SEO today, or as automated as the process will allow for to being high level. There's some automatic SEO software out there that professes to do kind of the whole thing for you, but they really don't. So we're going to show you a good piece of software today that does high level SEO and it does it very automatic. I'm also going to show you a few other tools to do maybe like background stuff like that, a few other tools to do keyword discovery and things of that nature. So we're going to do a bunch of different kind of SEO tasks today, building website kind of tasks today. I'm going to show you how you can do it automatic with different pieces of software, including our next generation piece of software called Keyword Spy, but a few other ones as well, if I have the time to get around to it. So if you have an SEO question, please ask it on the right-hand side. I'd be happy to answer it live. Also, if you want us to do work on a particular keyword you have, either some niche ideas, you're not sure what the easiest low-hanging fruit keywords are to go for in your particular niche, by all means, put those in the chat and we can take a look at those. And or if you have a keyword you want to know what the boosting keywords are, if you have an EMQ and a search you're trying to rank for, and you want to know what the entities are, some people call them entities, mistakenly. If you want to know what the entities are that you want, well, not mistakenly, some of the AIs do use entities. So if you want to know the entities you want to rank for, let us know. If you want to know the keywords that'll boost you, or the entities that'll boost you for that particular search, let us know, and I will run them in our actual tool, and I'll show you how automatic and how simple it is. We'll also build articles today automatically as well. So we'll do as much automatic as we can possibly. Greg and Ryan, we're just coming out of the spam and core update. What's new in your SEO neck of the woods? What have you seen? What's going on with
Yeah.
you guys? Is there anything new at all, or is it just steady for the course?
No, I would say there was definitely a lot of shakeups. We saw a lot of GMB suspensions or things, dropping that sense. I have a colleague who's all of their I think they lost like 63% of their traffic with this last spam update. And what I'm finding is that the hints that Google is using, entity engrams and all that are becoming a little bit more prevalent. And it seems like if you're missing those, that I guess Google kind of says like you missed the market. This probably isn't good, well content. There's more to it than that. Like some of the content that was dropped, there's nothing really unique about it or helpful. So in a world where Google's cracking down on spam, one thing I'm kind of preaching is automation is good because it lifts the burden of it, but also make sure you're still like reviewing stuff and it's quality,
Right.
right?
Yeah, that's the key. Is that you want to have automatic SEO, but it has to be high quality SEO. And there's the rub, as the Bard would say. That's the
Yeah,
hardest part is to get it automated.
that
Automating it's not hard. There's pieces of software out there that claim to do it, but they produce the lowest level quality kind of SEO that is sure to get you nailed that you don't want to do. And then there's pieces of software that do the high quality SEO and the automated together. That's the kind of software that we're going to be showing on the show today.
dope.
Cool.
All right. I'm glad you guys agree because that's what we're doing, whether you agreed or not. Okay. So let me show you a couple different things. So I've been playing around with stuff here. Let me just show you. So we've got a kind of a grab bag of things today. If any questions come up, please ask them. So first off, I want to share the screen. Okay. So Flavio says, great, awesome. Will you show us how to do it? Yes, I will show you how to do it as much as possible. The firm in UK actually gives us a keyword. Perfect. They say turf laying services London. Turf laying services London. Excellent. So I will take that and I will start working on that here. So let's go to our software here, which is called Keyword Spy. So this is the high level software that I was talking about. It's called Keyword Spy. And it automates a lot of your on-page process for you. In the coming months, it's going to automate all of your on-page process for you. It's going to do the auditing. It's going to find the keywords. It's going to build the pages. It's going to do it all automatically in the coming months. Right now, we automate finding the niches, the easiest low-hanging fruit keywords here. We do. We find how difficult it is. We find how much searches there are. We find how much money is behind it. We find how hot it is as a topic, how much the search is up. And we find out how easy it is, particularly to rank for that particular topic. So you can find the easiest niches to rank for and also that make you the most money. So this will save you money. This will save you time. This will make you more money. 75% of the SEO game, as G.I. Joe says here, knowing is half the battle. 75% of the SEO game is knowing the right niches to go for to begin with. If you don't know the right niches to go for to begin with, the SEO is not going to work, right? It's not going to work for you. So you need to make sure you know the right niches to go for to begin with there. So I'm going to run this keyword actually in Keyword Discovery. Just to be clear, now we're going to run this one for you, but I'm going to run this one here. And I'm going to do London. I'll do London, England, because they're probably looking in London, England for this as a local query, and I'll say get results. And so I'm going to check to see if there's any other keywords in and around this idea that might be easier to rank for you, Furman. So we'll see if any better keywords come up, because it's really important to do this step first. You know, quite often the client, and I know Ryan can attest to this, quite often the client will tell you, I want to rank for this, I want to rank for that. And or you kind of get in your head, like, I've been doing this for 20 years. I know this is the keyword. But I would say take a step back and do the keyword research to find the easiest niches to begin with. That would be the best thing to do, because there might even be easier niches that are much easier to rank for. This is a race, and some of your competitors have been running this race already for 20 years or more. So maybe the first keyword or the first search you think of or the client tells you, maybe it's not the best one to go for. Ryan, can you attest to that in your experience?
Yeah, that is typically a conversation that you want to have a deep discussion on, and you want to be confident that both yourself and the client you're working with, or if you're an in-house and it's your the C-suite board, that you guys understand what is your targeting. What you target will gauge success and gauge probably how long you might work for that client if it isn't successful. And there is a bit of a trade-off where you might have to say, oh, we can do this and that, but always kind of explain that keyword targets are going to be where you want to go. Tool that Josh has, I think, is actually great. It's worked right into my workflow now. And it really helps. One, just the way it visually displays helps talk to clients, makes them understand why. Even like the simple things like calling it a return on investment keyword, these things help really move the client along in their thought process and direction that would be better suited for an SEO campaign. Yeah.
That's why we call it, thank you, Ryan. That's why we call it the keyword return on investment. This is the whole idea. You want to make your money back. You need to make some money out of it, right? So it's the keyword return on investment that we call it here. And then we call it the final ROI when we multiply the most lucrative keywords also versus the easiest ones to rank for. So we have turf laying London, turf laying services London is not anywhere near as useful or actually it looks like the Google ads, people don't seem to be buying a lot of ads on it, or at least we didn't get it in the Google ads download that we got. It says unspecified. So turf laying London, turf laying service London Lawn laying London is another one that could be going for. Artificial grass installation London. These are all ones that could be going for. This one is down this year, but this one is up this year. So, you could run either one. But it looks to me like the trend value for this one, the traffic value is a little bit better. This is at $3. This is at 1 cent, but that could be a default because we didn't get any data there. But let's look at the competition is. They're virtually the same. Turf laying London is 16, an average difficulty of 16. We got some very easy competitors here that our Terminator AI has targeted for you, that you could boot off the SERP and be like, that's my spot. They have a page rank of 1% out of 100. They have no page focus on this, no title focus on this, hardly any backlinks. So there's a pretty easy niche to rank for, Turf laying London, but also Turf laying Services London as well is not that hard either. They're around the same. So let's then also, so that was automated for you. Boom. You found the easiest niches to rank for in under, a minute, and the best ones that are the most lucrative. And I cannot stress enough how important this is. Automated SEO is all about decreasing your costs, decreasing the time to generate the SEO, the whole SEO process, including the first most crucial step, finding the right niches to go for to begin with, finding the right searches to try to rank for to begin with, because it's all based off of that. Automated SEO with AI, with advanced AI software like Keyword Spy, will reduce the time it takes to find the keywords, reduce the cost to find the keywords, and now it's going to make you more money in less time and less cost, which is a no-brainer. Obviously, you want to do that. Sign up right away. You can try Keyword Spy for free for 2 weeks. Go to trykeywordspy.com, and you find the niches that are the easiest to rank for that will make you the most money and increase your chances of making money, increasing your chances of pleasing your clients, increasing your chances of pleasing your boss if you're in-house, increase the chances of getting more lucrative customers by building on the right keywords to begin with. So, that's a no-brainer. That's what automatic SEO is all about, and that's what AI is all about, and that's what an advanced generation that does quality SEO is all about, like Keyword Spy. So I'm going to go, okay, well, we wanted Turf laying Services London, which is what was requested. So I'll just click here and I'll say Start Keyword Report. Now, actually, I'm going to show you the new Keyword Report screen. I'm going to do it there in Keyword Spy here. So here's the new report screen of doing Keyword Spy. This is the screen that allows you, that you do after keyword discovery. This is the screen that allows you to spy on your competitors and spy on the AI models and to build your own AI models. We actually have reverse engineered. We actually have tested Google's AIs that they use, RankBrain, BERT, Neural Matching, Term Weighting BERT, the Helpful Content AIs, the Review AIs, to find all the keywords you need to use, the boosting keywords you need to use. So I'll put it in here, and it was Turf laying Services London. And I'm going to do a special little trick. I'm not actually going to search it from London. I'm not actually going to search it from that area. I'm going to show you a pro tip for using this piece of software. I'm actually going to put in here something interesting. I'm going to put China in. You might be like, Josh, why are you putting China in here? Well, I'm putting China in here, and there's a bit of a process you need to go through. I'm putting China in here because what I want to do is I want to isolate all the other traffic, because traffic is a ranking signal, and geolocated traffic is a ranking signal. So I want to isolate all the other traffic out of the test, and I want to spy on the competitors that have the best on-page metrics. And to do that, I need to isolate it to a China-located search, because I'll tell you right now, there's absolutely no one in China searching for Turf laying Services London in English, right? There's absolutely no one doing that search in China. So when I isolate out all of the London-based traffic that is going to really skew the results in terms of your competitor analysis for an on-page tool, I will do the China search. I will go here and I will specify, however, I still want google.com. So I'll specify google.com, China here, google.com. The country is China, but the language is English. And that will separate out all of the traffic from London, UK, of people looking for turf laying services and all the ones that they click and all of the traffic signals, however they work. If you want more information about how the traffic signals work, join Underground SEO University, send me an email, and I'll give you a huge discount to join Underground SEO University if you're an existing Keyword Spy customer. If you're an existing Keyword Spy customer, I can give you a pretty big discount on Underground SEO University. Email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com. So I will explain more about how the actual algorithms work there and how we know for a fact this is how it works. But I'll just give the pro tip for Keyword Spy users here that if you want a more accurate signal, choose China here and then click Advanced Options, choose google.com, China for the country, and English for the language, and then click Close. And then do ranking pages. It's very fast. It skips building one of the neural matching tests, but it builds all the other tests that you need. It's good enough for 90% of ranking pages, and it'll be faster for a demo. And then you start Keyword Spy there. So this is all automatic for you. This is going to look at hundreds of competitors. It's going to look at thousands of pages, and it's going to spy on those pages. It's also, I need to log in first. It's also going to build, let me see, no, I need to do it again. It's also going to build all of the Google AIs that you need to run. Reverse engineer all of them except for one, which is really kind of the pig, the hog that does all of that takes all the time. We're just going to remove that one out. It's not needed for 90% of SEO. Our proprietary system of weighting all the keywords works perfectly well without it. It's just I'd use China again, Advanced Options, Google.com, China, English. I would use ranking pages for 90% of keywords. And the very toughest niches, I would go very competitive. It will do all 4 levels of word or entity testing. This is perfectly fine, both for a demo and for 90% of pages. So we'll start again. There we go. Now the report is running. And you can see I usually do the China SERP for the people have asked why that was. This is the reason why. I usually use the China SERP for more accurate kind of testing. So while that's running, let me just go back here to see if there's any more. Get this out of the way here. Let me go back here to see if there's any more questions. So the Furman asks, he says, thank you. You're welcome, Furman. So we'll load that up and we'll tell you how that goes. Furman asks, I sold a cheap Fiverr gig backlinks to a turf company and I want to take them on as my first client. Their content is sparse, so I want to offer them a content package. Perfect. Well, then I'll be able to give you the information of exactly what you'll need to do here. We've also found out that turf laying services is one of the better keywords. It's pretty much just as good as turf laying London, but turf laying London is quite good as well. Let's do this again. Let's go to keyword discovery again. Let's do turf laying London. Let's run this one again. If I did all locations, it wouldn't give me really the right data. We'll do London here. City of London, England. Maybe we'll try that. Maybe we'll try that and say get results. We'll see. Maybe it's because maybe I selected a bad London before to find out if this is really the right query, the right keyword. And we'll see this should come up actually pretty quickly for us. This used to take us 9 hours. This is what automatic SEO is all about, right? This process used to take us 9 hours in Underground SEO University. And you see it's done already. Boom, success. It's already gotten us the keyword ROI. Interesting. There's not a lot of options here. This used to take us many, many hours to find out what the possible keywords were here.
That's true.
Artificial grass installation London, so it didn't really seem to do any better. There seems to be a lot of different options here. Turf laying.
Yeah, it's great that these are all great points because like each time you would explore the categories of one of these keywords and what all its options were, that was like hours, right? So you'd sometimes have like teams of people, depending how big the site is you're marketing, and you're targeting these and trying to build these massive like strategies and campaigns. This lifts that burden, really allows you to start implementing quicker and faster and getting your clients results.
And that's why we did it, because it was just taking us too long, right? I mean, we do SEO too. We use this tool. We do SEO as well.
Yeah.
And it's just taking too long to get all of the information. Like here, I got 41 keywords. You get different levels of keywords. Here, AI for in-house SEO, I got 63 keywords. Here, in-house SEO AI, I got 2,000 keywords. And it just takes too long to find all of the particular keywords niches that will make you the most money, that have people are bidding on, that's up this year. Obviously, ChatGPT is up this year for in-house SEO AI. That's unfortunate because that's not really going to help you too much. It's going to do the low quality SEO we were talking about. Sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
That's okay. I was going to say that being, that means that the more niche people, I guess, are into this tool, the more we have an advantage against the population. But what I was going to allude to is, what was I going to say? Did it just leave my brain? That happens sometimes.
No problem. If you think of it, let me know. I'll go on. But see, I got way more keywords here. And one fell swoop, instead of 9 hours of work, it takes 9 minutes. Yeah. And we find the lucrative keywords here that also have that are easiest to rank for. And that is that is a huge portion of SEO, of making a lot of money to begin with.
I remember. So I currently have a great case study on using this tool. I'm helping market for a class action lawsuit that's kind of happening in the States. And the thing about class action lawsuits is that when it happens, the topic develops really quick. And so the things you need to target from week to week are different. And one of the things that I've utilized this tool to do is that each week I'm going off the keywords we've targeted the week before and seeing if there's any new things worth going for. And so because of that, we have this really large map of accurate written topics built out. And the client now is ranking in some areas, ranking over massive law firms where you'd think that you wouldn't win. And it's because every week as the conversations develop, we go in, we see what's new, we use this tool, check out the ROI stuff, quickly pump those out, rinse, repeat. And it's been super effective. And it's because it doesn't give us the hours of work that would normally come with it, because we can automate it with tools such as this.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, this is what automatic SEO is all about. And this is, I think, one of the more important pieces of software to do it, because this is where you start, right? Again, if you don't, this is 75% of SEO, finding the right searches to try to rank for to begin with. Like, for example, here, there be dragons here. You could try to rank for how to install artificial grass YouTube, but if you look at the difficulty, it's 35%. It's actually quite difficult, and it's all YouTube's, of course. But, maybe a bad example. But can I turf over grass? Here's another one, which is very difficult to rank for. It's 31%. It's much more difficult. And so you might think, oh, it's a long tail query. It shouldn't be hard to rank for at all. It's got only 10 searches a month. I'll go for this one and I'll impress my client. And wrong. If you in undergraduate university, you used to spend 9 hours, and I would have lectured to you as a student for many hours about why it's important to check to see how difficult it is to rank for this to begin with. Look at the competitors. They are 55% focused on this, 55% in their title. The site focus is 45% in some cases. My lovely lawn, right? There's people dedicated to, can I turf over grass, that query for London, England here, specifically for this query, and more for other areas, right? So if you're like, oh, I know, I'm just going to try to rank for newly laid turf or laying turf in summer, that would not be the best strategy, because these are really hard keywords, or much harder keywords to go for. You should actually look for things that have a much better final ROI, that have people are searching for it. It's got money behind it. Look, people are paying $6 on average in Canadian. It doesn't really matter what the monetary value is. It has to do with the relativity between all of these. People are paying $6 Canadian. I think I said to Canadian because I'm in Canada. My AP addresses, I think, is what's being used. I'm not really sure. It could be US as well. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's what's relative between all these different numbers here is the point. They're paying $6 here. It's up 82% for artificial sod installation. 12,000 people search it in the London area. So the traffic value is huge. The trend value is good. The keyword ROI is huge. And this is actually easier to go for. The final ROI is huge. The final return on investment for you is much better here than it would be if you did something like this, or the harder keywords to go for. This final ROI is terrible, right? So you want to go for the final ROI that's much better. I know I'm sounding like a broken wheel. I'm just repeating myself, but really I can't stress how important enough this piece of software is here in Keyword Spy to get the keyword discovery going first. That's why it says start here in the mouse over, right? Because it's so important to start here. And you can see what the easy keywords are to go for there. That saves you. This is what the professionals really do, and what the professionals know how to do. We've automated this process. It took me 25 years of SEO to learn how to do this properly. I've automated the process that used to take 9 hours in under 9 minutes. And it's going to make or break your SEO career right here. So Furman, here's a bunch more ideas that are super valuable to go for. And what you can do is you can export this in a CSV, and you get all this information here into a CSV. You can open it up in Excel with the final ROI and all this information, and you can start working on this here. I've got another one here to show you that I've been working on that I downloaded from Keyword Discovery. This is where I got it from. And you can see this is the keywords I'm going for. And not only am I going to go for these possibly in the web, because some of these are pretty easy to rank for. Some of them are harder, like this one, AI in e-commerce is difficult. It's 30% difficulty in the web searches, 40% difficulty here for SEO automation. But some of them are pretty easy, like auto SEO software I'm going to be going for. Obviously, it's only 18%. And here's the, I've already started to earmark the YouTube videos I'm going to use as well. You might be like, what, Josh, you can use this for YouTube as well? Yes, you can. You can use this for YouTube as well, right? Because the searches in the web, 95% of the time mimic the web search in Google is the biggest search engine on the planet. Do you know what the second biggest search engine on the planet is? Drum roll, please. Ryan said it, YouTube. YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the planet. In terms of raw searches per second, Google web search is number 1, YouTube is number 2. And so I can use keyword discovery here. I can use keyword discovery and I can be like, people are searching artificial sod installation in YouTube as well. You can go here to YouTube and do tests. Now I'm in a incognito browser here. So when you search in-house SEO, as you can see, I come up number 1. Matt Diggity is above me, but this is a paid ad. This is a paid ad. I'm number 1 for in-house SEO on YouTube here. But you can also look here for other ones like in-house SEO AI. I'm already number 1. Hey, I wonder who that is. That's Ryan right there. I'm number 1 and number 2 for in-house SEO AI because I know that's the place to be. I know we're a little early in terms of not a lot of people looking for this, but that's the place to be, right? But you can go here and you can look in keyword discovery and you can look for artificial sod installation. People are going to be looking for this on YouTube, I guarantee you. And you can look here for, well, I'll just copy and paste it actually. Artificial sod installation. That would have also copied it to the clipboard. And I could just go here and paste, boom. Artificial sod installation, look, on wall, UK, blah, 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 blah. People are already looking for the UK here. You can do a search here and you can see, okay, you can see at least there's a lot of, look, 33,000 views, 1.6 million views. Are people looking for this in YouTube? Yeah, they're crazily, of course they're looking for this in YouTube, right? Crazy turf techniques. You gotta love the YouTube videos that people put here. So you can use keyword discovery for more than just web search. You can use this for YouTube as well to know what is up, what is making money, and what people search. The keyword ROI is not only for web search, the keyword ROI is also for YouTube. And I think that's crazy. I think that's insane.
Yeah, I would even say like I sometimes use this just to like get a good understanding of a project. And there's been times where I've been like, talk to the client, hey, have you heard of like these terms before? Because they might have never mentioned it, but it's, showing some value. And then next thing you know, you're looking a little more sharper because they're like, oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. That makes sense. Yeah, there's a couple examples of that one this last one that I had. So
the reason why I wasn't getting a lot of keywords before, I got 2,000 keywords now from London. The reason why I was getting a lot of keywords before, because I was too specific. So a thing you can do is you can back off, right? Like I do a lot of just general ideas. I started with turf laying services London, and I got it, but it wasn't specific enough to give me the data I was kind of looking for. I only got turf laying London here, so I just did turf laying, and I specified London, and then it backed off, and then it gave me the 2,000 keyword ideas of all the different keyword ideas, Furman, that you should be using here. So I'll just give you the CSV that I downloaded. I'll just send it to you. Make sure to email me at joshbaczynski@gmail.com, and I'll send you that CSV and what kind of data you get there for that. If we look in reports now, you see here that your report is still running. So it's doing a really good job of the AI SEO consultant there is doing. This would have taken, again, another 10 hours of work to find all the different keywords you can find. Like, for example, I'll show you on this other one I did here, this food handler's card, Arizona. This is one where we did the full testing, all 4 keywords. And you see it found all these entities for you and scores them up to tell you how important they are. And this is the most important one. If food handlers card Arizona, people want to get a food handler's card in Arizona. Duh. But as humans, as SEOs, we don't always think about this. Sometimes we go a little too specific, right? And the latest spam updates that just went out have nailed a lot of SEOs for that, of going too specific on just the EMQs and the PMQs, right? Mm-hmm. So you want to make sure you're handling the query intent. You want to make sure you are handling there's the exact match query, which is the food handler's card. We have something in SEO University we call AIMQ, or the AI match query. And that's more something like this, where they search for food handler's card Arizona, but really they're looking to get a food handler's card in Arizona, or they want information on how to obtain a food handler's card in Arizona. They're looking for a food handler's card, right? So these are the kinds of entities rated from the top for sure. And then you can see the difference in score. 32 to 7 is a big, huge jump in scores. These are the ones you should be focusing on when you're building the page food handler's card Arizona. And you can see these are all the other tests we did. We did the BERT test, where we have these kinds of words. We have card, handlers, food, handler, Arizona. The neuromatching test, the first one, which is really important and does more of a neuromatching rank brain test. This one is a little bit more rank brain skewed. This one is a little bit more neuromatching skewed, and we actually rebuilt the entities. You can see it here under neuromatching. We rebuilt the entities. We're showing you tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 synonyms. We're showing you the metonyms and synonyms that go all the way down. No one else has anything close to doing this in any other tool because I know why, because it's super hard. And also because they're not paying attention. They're not paying attention to the actual AIs that Google is running. This is an actual AI Google runs for the synonyms and metonyms that Gary Ilyash leaked years ago. He says, you got to make sure you're paying attention to the synonyms and metonyms. This is the actual AI they use to do it. It's called neuromatching. Google it. Google neuromatching, and you'll see that's what Google is using. And they have plenty of public relations posts they put out on it, plenty of white papers they put out on it. We isolated it in the lab and in Underground SEO University. We found out how they're using it, that they're using it. And so we're giving you the actual words to use. Nothing black hat about it. We're just saying, look at these are the actual synonyms that actually matter to this AI. It's perfectly white hat. Instead of saying, other words that your competitors are saying possibly, like we can tell you what your competitors are saying, but that would be the wrong way to do SEO. We can tell you what the competitor keywords are. We can say, okay, look at this guy. What's his keywords here? Well, here's the keywords he's using, and here's the absolute frequency, and here's the relative frequency. But that's not the right way to do SEO. You don't want to do SEO based on, and that's not how to automate SEO either. That's the wrong way to automate SEO. You don't want to just look at what your competitors are using because you implement their mistakes as well. They don't know what the actual good keywords are here. And there's a ton of other algorithms that are putting them at number one. Like I already mentioned, like geolocation algorithms, personalization algorithms, traffic algorithms, linking algorithms, other major ranking algorithms that are putting their keywords at the top. They're going to give you the wrong message here. These, just because they say it doesn't mean you need to. It's like the old adage, Greg, I'm sure you've said to your kids, just because they've jumped off a bridge doesn't mean you should too, right? How many times have you said that to your kids, Greg? Let me guess.
I've said it a couple times. My wife probably said it more, actually.
There you go. So
she's a Canadian like you guys. She's got more common sense.
There you go. I don't know about that.
I don't know either.
Have you seen hockey players and how many teeth we're missing when we play hockey? I don't know if that takes common sense, but the lesson is apt. The lesson applies. Is just because your competitors are doing it does not mean you should. And that, guys, listen to me.
Dare to be different.
What's that, Ryan?
I always tell clients that we got to dare to be different.
Yeah, no, you're exactly correct. Is that's not how you automate SEO. That's how the rest of the industry for years has gone and automated SEO. And that is the wrong way to automate SEO. If you're copying your competitors, yeah, statistically speaking, you're going to get 50% good keywords, but you're also going to get 50% bad keywords. In fact, you could get 50% of the keywords that are going to penalize you and demote you with this huge minus 100 penalty slap we've been seeing in this latest October 7th and 8th spam update that just happened in 2023. You need to avoid that kind of slam, right? And so to do so, you need to avoid what your competitors are doing. You need to avoid the kind of keywords that could massively get you deranked. That is the wrong way to automate SEO. What you need to do to automate SEO is you need to actually rebuild. Let me show you. You need to rebuild the actual AIs that Google is using, which here is RankBrain, BERT, neural matching, the knowledge graph for the image entity, DOM vector, which is the machine learning of your document object model, which is the extracted entities from the HTML. It's really complex, but it is a huge ranking factor. Otherwise, we wouldn't have it in here. We let you spy on your competitors. You can look at all their stuff, and there's some stuff in here which is important to look at. Like maybe this could be important to look at, or maybe this could be important to look at. Maybe this could have some importance to look at. Our proprietary semantic score of all these AIs put together. All these AIs put together for on page. We have based in a score here. We also have the standard NLP over optimization that a lot of other tools do. The kind of word count could be important to look at. But quite frankly, that's it, right? When it comes to the keywords you want to be using, you need to automate SEO in a different way, or you're going to be having some serious trouble here. You need to automate SEO in the sense of what are the actual AIs that Google uses. We test for them and we give a relative score based on how important they would be to use. BERT, the bidirectional encoding representations from transformers they use. It was the first transformer. It came out years before ChatGPT. It's a different transformer. It's a different corpus, a much bigger corpus. It is a totally different beast with totally different entities. You need to be having the actual entities from this and not just be trying to get ChatGPT to fake it for you. Neural matching and RankBrain testing and reverse engineering we do. This one's more skewed to RankBrain. This one's more skewed to neural matching with the tiers, the different tiers of specific synonyms here. And then lastly, the term weighting BERT. We actually have a term weighting BERT transformer, that a model that we approximate for you, which actually has term weighting, which will minus points off of ones that are not as important, right? But these are coming from competitors. Competitors are using these, and you would have this word in here wrongly. You would put these terms in here wrongly if you didn't have a proper proprietary scoring system like the way Google does it. So that's why it's important to automate the keyword boosting keyword selection process properly in a quality way that is based on the actual way that Google actually does their actual scoring to get a composite aggregate score like Google does here. It's really important to do it that way. So let's see here in reports to see if Furman's is done yet. So it's still processing through. It's still going through and doing all the good background work. Again, even if it takes 40 minutes to get this done, this used to take us 10 hours per page. You know, it used to be way too long to do this, to do all the testing, to do this properly. Now we've taken all of this testing that you can't even do without an AI. We've taken it down and reduced it down to the bare minimum time possible. So while this is still going on, let me show you, let me see if there's any questions here before I move on. Flavio asks another keyword to do in Portuguese. Flavio, I'd be happy to do that for you in another show. I probably won't have time to do it on today's show because we're already almost in an hour. He asks, does the China strategy only work for English? No, the China strategy works for any language other than Mandarin, because then if you did Mandarin in China, then you would also have all the Mandarin traffic that is going to be changing the search results tremendously. Furman says, awesome, thanks, no problem. Benjamin says, hello. No problem, Benjamin, how you doing? Okay, so let me show you a couple other things. There's a couple, you might be like, okay, Josh, so that's the keywords. And I'm going to show you how to get those keywords, those boosting keywords in a second. And then I'll show you how you would automate it to generate an article, a high quality article. Again, all these processes that used to take 10 hours for the niche research, 10 hours for the boosting keyword research, 10 hours to write it, hours to design it. I'm going to show you how to collapse all those today. So let's talk about design a little bit while we're still waiting for the boosting keywords. So design also used to be a process that took a lot of time, but now you can automate that down as well. Now, I'm no designer, so I'm going to say right away, I'm no designer. I'm going to say this is early days of getting a design out of an AI, so it takes a little bit of trial and error. So, but I'm just going to show you some of the ways that we're automating things with some different tools. Let me show you some different options here. We're debating and discussing we're debating and discussing the ways we can automate AI through AI, automate design in Keyword Spy by building auto pages in the future. But right now you can use DALL-E. So look, I'm trying to get kind of like a web page background. So I have this web page background here that I found either from a competitor or DALL-E generated once. And this is the kind of the web page background for the new audit tool that we're thinking. We're gonna have a free portal for a free one free audit. And that's what we're thinking of doing for our new audit AI software that we're building. And you can see here some of the features we're thinking of building that's gonna check. And I'll just try to make you salivate a little bit here. We're gonna do all these different kinds of stuff that we're thinking of doing. We're thinking of building. We're going to check for all different kinds of things that nobody else even does. Let me unhide all these here. Unhide rows. Boom. Let me unhide these ones quickly here. Boom. Just as a bit of a sneak peek as to what's coming down the pipe for what we're building here. Again, no promises that all this will be able to be built because it would be quite difficult to build it. But we're going to look at duplicate title, duplicate metas, basic things like that. But we're also going to be able to tell you meta description improvements, right? We're going to be able to do, are your CTAs, or your sales value propositions on the page, are there any good, right? We're going to be able to do, does your page actually match the search intent? Is the search intent and the page intent the same? Do you have too many ads on the page? Are you using an author on the page? We're going to be able to tell you whether this is good stuff. Do you have excessive internal linkage? Do you have internal link weight issues, right? No one else really tells you this kind of stuff. We're going to tell you approximately how important the page is, right? We're going to tell you the title tag, if it is any good or not. We're going to be able to tell you the H1, the paragraph. Do you have too many MQs in the page? We're going to be able to tell you a whole bunch of other stuff in the audit that no one else is even able to do. And we're going to be, and so just to whet your appetite a little bit is what the audit's going to be doing coming down the pipe. And as I said, one of the ways to access this audit is going to be a free page. And we're thinking of this kind of screen. It's kind of nice. We kind of like it for the free audit page. You would just put in your domain and you would click this and you go. And so I'm trying to use AI to automate the process of doing kind of a high quality design, get a kind of nice, kind of pretty high quality background here, and get that kind of done. So I gave this to GPT-4 Vision, right? I used GPT-4 default. The GPT-4 default allows you to upload and attach an image. That's what I did here. And I said, hey, please recreate this image. Now, sadly, the DALL-E portion is isolated right now in my account from the default. So I can't just upload an image and say recreate this, although that very soon will be available. So I repeat, very soon you're going to be able to go here, just recreate this image, just remove some stuff from it, and it will be able to do that for you. But it can't do that in this particular window because, again, as I told you, for stupid reasons, the default, which allows you to upload the image on my account, and the DALL-E are separate. Okay, fine. So I said, fine, then give me the prompt you would use to generate it. And it's like, okay, so I did this here with the prompt, and it starts to generate these kinds of images, and some of them look pretty good. We could maybe go with this one. This one's not too bad. We could go with maybe this one and get rid of that image there and go with this one maybe. It starts to generate versions that are not too bad that might be possible to use. Like this one's not too bad. They're a little complex, And so you do have to try. So there's some trial and error. This one's not too bad either. There is some trial and error. I also tried to do this in Midjourney. As you can see here, I have a bunch of ones different generated in Midjourney. Like this one's not too bad. This one we could possibly use for the background. There's also ones here we could possibly use for the background. And so it took me some trial and error to get it. It took, 40 minutes or so to do some trial and error. And I got some other ones here in PowerPoint that I've been playing with here. I got other different ideas, like this one here is a different idea. I got this one here, which is not too bad. We could go with this one here, which is a little bit more complex. This one here, which is a little bit more complex. So you got a bunch of different ideas you could play with, you could use when you find one that works for you. And then you would just have a solid background color. You find out what background color this is. And it's very easy to do. For example, I could go to insert this here in PowerPoint, and I could say, give me the fill, and I could just do the eyedropper, and I can go here, and I could just see here, with more format shape, I could say, here, tell me what the RGB of this here with the eyedropper, with the actually more colors. It'll tell me what the hex is for it, so I could easily find this in PowerPoint if you want to do it this way, or the red, green, blue, or quite frankly, I could take just a snippet of this, like this, and I'll show you how you could do this in DALL-E. I could take just a snippet of this if I want to find what the color is, go to DALL-E 3, I could say, I could paste it, oh no, sorry, you go to the default, paste it in, and I say, what hex or RGB is this color? And DALL-E 3 should be able to tell me what the hex or RGB of this color is. And you can see it says the color in the image is blah. Now, is that what it said here in, so that's not what it said here in PowerPoint. So maybe they need to work on this a little bit more. But very soon that'll be coming along. You'll be able to do stuff like this in AI. Again, it's early days for the image stuff, especially with DALL-E 3 here. It's early days. So you can use these different tools though. If I had PowerPoint or if I had the free version of PowerPoint, this would be a lot easier. It'd be pretty easy actually just to recreate this in PowerPoint. Actually, these kinds of swooshes, I could just use the insert tool for different kinds of shapes that have swooshes in them, and I could probably recreate this in 3 seconds. Actually, now that I think about this, it probably would have taken me less time to use like this tool here. I could have recreated swooshes, but I'm not a designer. I'm just doing this because our front end guy is just a programmer. He's not a designer either. This is where having a real designer who could do this would really help. And people are like, oh, Josh, AI is going to take all the jobs of designers. AI is going to take all the jobs of SEOs. Not really. I don't really see that being the case. AI, a smart designer or a smart SEO, a smart designer or a smart SEO using AI with Photoshop and their normal tools, that's going to really reduce their time. What would have taken them, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes to do this swoosh kind of design that we're looking to do. Instead of taking 40 minutes to do, a seasoned designer using AI and Photoshop or the new Adobe products that have AI built into them, it's going to take them 4 minutes. It's going to reduce the time.
100%.
And so they're going to be able to do more work faster. And so I don't really, some jobs are going to be lost, but I think it's going to be like 10% of what people say it's going to be or think it is when it comes to software AI. I'm not talking about robotic AI. When it comes to software AI, I don't really see that stealing a lot of people's jobs. I just see our jobs getting a lot easier, quite frankly.
Yeah, I would have to actually agree with that. I think it's the first time where there's a big tech update, and as an SEO, I definitely feel more empowered by the stuff that's become available. Typically Google, all these companies had a head start, and we've really just been given a good boost. I feel like I used to do a bit of design work. I've gone into these DALL-E programs, printed something, you can throw it in Illustrator and say trace, and it will trace it, and then you can pretty much edit it as is.
Yeah.
And I think in the end, the client you're delivering your end product to needs to like it. And no one's going to have a better sense of what your client wants than you. And so there's always going to be some sort of, again, reviewing the stuff that it's creating, making sure it's hitting those targets in your marketing plan. But the burden of that work has definitely been lifted a lot. So you can do a lot more.
Actually, Ryan, that's a great point that I didn't even think of. Because I've worked in robust ad agencies. I've worked in ad agencies and web design teams that have done $1 million websites. Right. And for when you're charging a client $1 million for a website, it has to look good, right? It can't just be some template you downloaded on WordPress, right? It has to look good.
Yeah. Meet their expectation.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually the more high end you want your perception to be of your product, the more the design has to look good. And it is a proven fact of human psychology. There's a reason why there's high end fashion and high end cars and high end clothes, because it looks good and it needs to look good to demand the high end prices that you might want to have. And so, but here's the thing: is that the thing that you mentioned, which I think was actually so intelligent. Thank you for bringing it up. That I never thought of is that when you're working on these big teams, which I have, there is, it's like that game where you have a rumor.
Telephone.
It's playing telephone. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the client says, I want this. And then you interpret it to your project managers, and the project managers interpret it to the designer. And every step, something can get lost. And there's also a lead time of using a designer to get that information back. So on the one hand, I'm saying you really should have a designer who knows what they're doing and they're an artist and can design something truly beautiful. But at the same time, if you can get the art done further up the chain, that's better because you're not playing telephone anymore and you're going to serve the client better. And there going to be less missed communication and therefore less costs and less time. And it's all about automating the SEO process, including building a web page or a web design. And that's part of the SEO process, whether you like it or not, in building a web page or a web design, and or in helping your client convert. It's your job to help the client convert. You know, it used to be in SEO that we'd be like, yeah, I got you the traffic. If you convert, that's your problem. Not anymore. Conversions are a ranking factor. Conversions matter. And conversions matter for your client to make money. I mean, this is pretty much common knowledge and everyone knows this. It's not really a secret anymore. So you need to worry about conversions as an SEO, and you can use AI. We're building actual AIs to tell you whether your page will convert based on actual science in our audit tool. And also, if you can get the AI process in your system, in your processes, your business processes, that you're designing something prettier and better and that looks more high end and could demand a higher end price, and just subconsciously, psychologically eases the buyer into making more purchases in terms of the design. And if you can get that process off of a designer and or enable your designer to have a tool that allows them to do not take 40 minutes to do it, but takes 4 minutes to do it, and an AI project manager, which is watching this whole process and making sure that the client vision and the actual way of actually doing it that'll be pretty and nice of your expertise is synergized and met together, that is automating the entire process. And that's what AI for SEO is all about.
You just described my operations.
There you go. Well, I know because you're running an agency. I've run agencies. I've also been part of agencies. That's agency work. That's right. That's how it works. And that's where that's who can really benefit from this is agencies, right? Instead of spending $10,000 a month on producing all of your SEO, you could spend way less than that, far, far less than that, and produce the same amount of content or more, which is the same quality or higher. It's a no-brainer. You need to sign on for Keyword Spy. You need to get the grandfather price. And so you have access to all this, and you're in the cutting edge as all this moves forward. Okay. So again, obviously I'm no designer. Some of this is ugly. Some of this is not ugly. But like I said, I'm trying to automate the process without getting a designer, if at all possible. And basically at the end of the day, you just need to, that's really weird. You just need to say, okay, this is kind of what we want here. Can you make a version of it and try to get DALL-E 3 to do this. Again, it's early days for this. Obviously, it's broken. And now it's giving me really weird stuff. And I need to play with it a little bit. But I will eventually get the swooshes I want, the exact swooshes I want. Another tool that I just quickly took a look at here is called Leonardo.ai. These guys sent me a free demo to check it out. And I did my standard, call me a red-blooded heteronormative male. But I always just put in a handsome man, a beautiful woman as my standard searches. And it did a pretty good job, in terms of a quality image. Apparently people like brunettes. I'm not really sure why it generated all white girl brunettes who look all the same. So maybe there's a politically correct issue going on there. I'm not sure, but whether you care about that or not, it did a pretty good job at this. Everything else it does, I have no idea. I have no idea what all the rest of these little buttons do. I have no clue what all this does. So I can't even tell you what it does, but I thought I did a pretty good job here as well. And Midjourney, another thing I wanted to point out in Midjourney before I go back to see if the keywords are done. You notice that I'm not seeing everyone else's stuff here. I'm only seeing my Midjourney. That's because I have a pro Midjourney account. If you have a pro Midjourney account, you can start a private conversation with Midjourney and you see only your images. And I believe only your images show up for you and your images don't show up for the rest of the people in Midjourney. Otherwise, when you're using Midjourney, you have to be in like this kind of newbies channel and you see what everyone else is generating as well as what you've been generating. You see everyone else's generations. And sometimes that's annoying because it can just push down your generations really far. And you're like, oh, geez, my generations got pushed down so far. It's so annoying. I can't find even what I was looking for. But sometimes it's actually super cool because if you see something that somebody else does and you really like it, you can steal their image, you can steal their prompt, you can kind of learn how to use Midjourney from this. That's a neat one. Look at that. That's cool. Football there, soccer ball. Is it getting closer to being Thanksgiving time? I think it is. Canadian Thanksgiving has already passed, and we're getting closer to the American Thanksgiving. So look, we got a movie quality level image here. Look at that. Like what Midjourney can generate if you learn how to use it. We have a Aladdin style kind of cartoon.
No,
here.
I think that's from Hercules, Disney.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was
I picked
Athena,
the wrong.
I
I
think?
picked the wrong Disney movie. I thought it was Aladdin, but
Yeah, Aladdin was Jasmine.
Jasmine, right? Yeah. So look what people are doing here. Look at this. Wow. Like you could barely tell this is AI generated. You could barely tell because these guys are using all the cinematic, megapixels, pro photo, half backlight, high this, blah 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 stuff on Midjourney. Midjourney clearly is the premier image generation if you want to really get into it and get these really cool prompts going. Look at these photographs of the sun here too. Look at that. That's super cool. And anyway, so on one level, and what I did also, of showing my nerdiness here, I also made my own server for my RPG that I play to generate RPG images, so I can separate those out. So you can have it separated out by, like, these are all for business. I do more business images here in my Midjourney private conversation. I made my own server so that I could separate out the RPG images that I want to do for the RPG books and games that I'm writing and generating. And then you could separate them all out. Like you could have a business one, you could have web pages one, you could have them separated out so that you could see different things. Or you can go to Midjourney and go to any of these newcomer rooms or general image generation rooms, and you get to see what everyone else is doing here. There's a Dragon Ball Z kind of thing. You can see what everyone else is doing here. And you can learn a lot from their prompts and how they do their prompts. And that's how you really learn how to use Midjourney, is you just see what people are doing. And when you like what they're doing, you could be like, oh, wow, okay. And this is how you automate image generation, right? This is how you automate this process and learn how to do it really, really quickly. Some of these, she's running backwards. Her face is backwards. See, it's still early days. In a while, when they start to put self-aware features into the AI, that it understands the concepts that are being drawn like a human understands them, this won't happen anymore. So hopefully one day I get to make Cassandra and bring that out to the world. But it's difficult to do. Also, if you're like, what's this, Josh? I've seen this in Midjourney all the time. This, I think, is the describe feature. So you can put an image in. If you like an image and you're like, oh, okay, I really like this image here. I want to know how to do this. What you would do is you click on this, you would copy link, and then I'll go down to here so that I'll go to my private conversation. And I'll say, describe, boom, and I'll paste you need to paste the image in, sorry. That's right, you don't copy the link. So I'll take, how about I do this, boom. I'll take this image here. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll go here like this. And I'll take this. No, I'll do this here. So if you're like, Josh, how would you get another? I went in DALL-E 3 and got a prompt. This is how you would get the prompt in Midjourney, right? So this is what I'll do. I'll say File, save a copy. I'll save this as a JPEG. I'll say this is the audit mockup, and I'll say save, and I'll say just this one. So it's saving just this one here. God only knows where it saved it to. Save a copy. Where did it save it? Oh, it saved it in OneDrive, did it? Oh, here we go. In Documents. Okay. Boom. Okay, and I'll close this. Okay, I'll take this down, and then I'll drag this in here, and I'll get it to describe what it thinks. So this is how you would get the prompt in Midjourney. I showed you how to get the prompt in here in this is how you get the prompt in DALL-E. And so I said, okay, get me a prompt for this. And I used this prompt to generate some of those other things you saw there. This is how you would get the same prompt in Midjourney. And here it gave you 4. It says a web page with links in the style of hazy, dreamlike quality, blah, 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 blah. Gave you the aspect ratio, did this, did this, did this, did that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, imagine all of them. Boom. And now it's going to generate all of them for me. And this is another way you can automate things and go really quickly. So if you find any image on the web, you can use the describe command in Midjourney, and it will describe it for you, and you can generate all of them at once. So here's another way to really speed up the process.
That's interesting.
You're going to see really
tested
weird, different stuff.
Question? Have you tested images generated by AI and ranking things? I'm not sure if I missed any stuff on that, but
yes.
I was curious.
Yes, we have tested that in Underground SEO University. That's private information for Underground SEO University that sadly I can't share publicly. But the answer is yes, we've tested that. So anyone wants to know the answer to that, email me at joshbrzezinski@gmail.com and tell me you're looking for access to Underground SEO University. Okay, so here we have some actually interesting. For some reason, I decided to do another picture of a woman again. I don't know why. I mean, they're all pretty and stuff, but it's not really what that has nothing to do with this. But some of them are pretty close. Like these are pretty good. These are pretty cool, actually. Greg, what do you think of these?
Top right one's my favorite.
Which one?
Top
1,
right.
2, 3, or 4?
I like 2.
This one?
Yeah, because it's kind of like you're cutting through all the crap and getting your answers.
Yeah, actually, I like it quite a bit too. Greg, what do you think for any of these?
I mean, for a web page, for me, it doesn't work at all. But I probably am not the right person to ask. I'll be honest. I don't have a very artistic, creative mind. So
fair enough.
Yeah, I personally like just a blank white page with whatever I'm trying to do. That's how uncreative I am. It's sad, but that's me.
Hey, whatever floats your boat, man. Whatever floats your boat. Yeah. So kudos to you to be like, maybe I'm not the right guy to ask. Yeah. I know who I'll ask. Okay. It's a little too dynamic. I want something a little bit more muted. Maybe this or this. But anyway, I could just say refresh.
Can you soften them a bit?
Oh yeah. I could say soften.
Even like the one on the bottom, I have to kind of it's neat when you see all the other colors and there's something that you can kind of make out from the background, because in a sense, that's what or not it does. It clears up what you're looking for and what you need to address.
Yeah.
And visually, I think that super abstract. It's like interpretive dance talk here, but
yeah. Well, I mean, that's what you're getting into the design here, right?
Yeah.
So you could just soften it. I said soften this. You put it at the top left. It's going to be softer. It might give me some text in it, which I don't want, but that's good. And I can get something from this. Yeah. Oh, this is starting to look promising. Some of these backgrounds. And then it would just have like the single bar in front of it, like we had here. But anyway, that's how you would automate getting a nice background image. And even in your WordPress templates, if you know even just a little bit, some of these are pretty good. Yeah, I like these. Mm-hmm. Even if you know just a little bit about HTML, you can easily edit your WordPress template to put a new, different background image in there so you don't look like everybody else too. And so that's definitely a good thing to know how to do. Okay, so let us go here to see if there's any final questions. Let's see here. Ali is here. He says, hi, Ali, how you doing? He says, have you used Midjourney to iterate in original images using a hot water image and iterating points of repair on the original uploaded image? Yeah, you can. There's ways in Midjourney here you can edit. When I look at an image here, let me find an image here. You can do a custom. You can vary by region here. So I can click it, and I could say, okay, I want you to vary this region here, and I want to vary this region here. And then say, go.
That's cool.
And so you could do that in Midjourney. They're building out little bits of tools. They are a high art, high design focused company, which is why it produces jaw-droppingly gorgeous things like this, right? Mm. And then they're building out all the tools slowly, and then they're going to have their own, almost like a Photoshop competitor. or Adobe will just buy them out, and all of their
Oh my
advanced AI
God.
generation will be part of it, right?
The stock photo industry is about to blow up.
It is. It is. It is. But I heard someone arguing about that. And they're like, listen, we already generate millions of stock photos. So humans already generate quite a lot in this realm. It would take a lot for AI to beat us out of making these things. And it's
The
it's not, again, that AI is going to beat us. It's that someone using a smart AI is going to beat you. Is what's going to happen. Okay, some of these are actually better. Actually, some of these could be pretty close to the web image that we wanted before, that we could possibly use. So
yeah.
who knows? You might see one of these as the background image. Let's
If
see
you
what other
want to,
else Ali is asking here. He says he's asked it that a whole bunch of times. Okay, so I answered your question, Ali. There you go. Let's go back here. Finally, here, try to close this thing out. Those designs look really good. Yeah, I agree, Furman. I think some of them look really nice. Some of these Midjourney ones that you guys are seeing on the screen right now, I think they look really good. Yeah, some of them could be quite nice and quite slick, high tech. When you want to really indicate that you have a high profile brand, that you're a next level kind of offering, this is the kind of design stuff you want to do, and AI can automate it really, really quickly. Okay, so let's finally take a look here and see, is the report finally done? A lot of people could be using it. Boom, it's finally done. Here we go. Turf Laying Services London. We've finally got all the winning entities complete. And so let's go here to the editor. And you don't even need to look at the report if you don't want to. You just go to the editor, or what we might call the article builder in the future. So that's where you build your articles. And you're like, okay, Josh, great. Now you found me all the boosting keywords. You know exactly what the predictability length for words is. You know what the average helpfulness of the content of the competitors are. You've done things, you've automated things in AI that no other company even automates. Never mind, is it even possible to do it by hand? It is not even possible to do this by hand that we're doing. That we're looking at the actual helpfulness, the experience, the expertise, the authority, and the trust keywords that your competitors are using on page. Not even possible to do that. And we know all the levels you need to be at based on our stats. We know the words you need to be at, the headings they use, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How can you automate the content process generation? Do I need to hire a writer who knows all about turf laying services? Do I need to get my turf laying client to write me an article? No, not at all. We can generate the article easily here. I could generate a high quality article. I want to say I'm from an expert turf layer with years of experience is the aspect I want to go for. Experience. I want to do the bottom of the sales funnel. I want to generate the URL, the title, the meta description. And the angle is, is it a sales? Is a sale on? What's your angle for your meta description, for the snippet, to make people click? This is very important to make people click, right? The AI could choose this for you, but it's better if a human chooses this, because you might have a sale on. The AI is never going to know you have a sale on. It doesn't know you per se. It's not sentient quite yet. Well, I'll be trying to do that in the next few years, but so you could tell that you have a sale on right now, or you have a free estimate. That's what most people like this who do this kind of service have. They have a free estimate, and the perks are, again, free. You have 24/7 emergency service. You could do that too, or whatever it is. You could say free estimate, and we'll do the H1. We'll say continue. Boom. Okay, so now it's going to generate the high quality article. But while it's going to generate that, let's just take a quick peek here out of curiosity into the reports. And let's look here at the report, and let's see all the stuff that the AI could determine. Turf laying services has a bit of a competitive edge here in the rank brain. Turf laying is better than lawn turf or laying services here. Turf laying services is good, but they're all pretty much equal here, so that's interesting to know. BERT, oops, I've reached my monthly quota. Oh no, I've been doing lots of stuff. Boom. Greg, can you boost my monthly quota on the fly?
Greg, Josh needs his allowance.
Did you
Greg,
do your chores, Josh?
I don't
Do your
know.
chores.
Did I do my chores? Very funny. Yes, yes, I'm doing lots of chores. Everything here is a chore. And then Josh freaks out. Josh freaks out and takes the lightsaber back here and starts swinging it around. And you play the Star Wars theme, and it's that guy it's that poor kid that people made fun of in the '90s again. Of me.
Orders. Josh is just saying Order 66 flash on his screen.
Order 66. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Terminate all the Jedi. Okay, yeah. Is it possible, Greg? Can you do that quickly?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it now.
Perfect. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, let me see if there's any other questions while we're at it. Yeah, really interesting times. All the automation you can do now. No extra questions, guys. Do you have any other questions or anything else you want to fire in there before we
Josh,
stop for today? Let me know.
I got a good talking point I wanted to kind of bring up. So
Please.
So everyone's always talking like how do we get lead gen GMVs and GMV, we've had some people get suspended accounts and there's sometimes discrepancies that I've noticed between what the GMV is named and like what might be the business name. And so there's sometimes is legally the business name, but then there's what like Google names you, which is sometimes the doing business as in DBA. I once successfully got a GMV up completely no verification process. And what I did differently is that I set up like citations and the business entity items before claiming the GMV. And I made sure to use that right name. And I'm seeing some people where they're like decent GMV stacks, they get engagements, they get reviews, but like the name part just doesn't match up. And I'm thinking that these GMV suspensions are kind of targeting sites that don't have a genuine looking name or entity behind it, meaning there's no social activity, the maybe web page has been stale for a bit, those aren't matching up. What's your thought on that?
I would agree. I would agree entirely. Google clearly, both in web search and in GMBs, uses multiple tertiary signals to determine third-party signals to determine whether or not you're telling the truth. Because at the end of the day, they don't know, right? At the end of the day, you can fake calls and things like that, or you can fake postcards and things like that, or people try to do those kinds of things. It's getting harder and harder to do that, but they definitely use third-party apps or websites that they know has their own review process, so they can be a little bit more trustworthy. When you have a Twitter account, they know that Twitter has some spam automation that they might remove. Not a lot, but Facebook, same thing. Instagram, same thing. TikTok, same thing. Better Business Bureau, even more so. Some kind of accredited listing of businesses in your area, even more so. So they definitely use all those kinds of third-party signals to determine what your name, address, and phone number is, and it better be the same on all of them. Otherwise, that's where you're going to run into a problem. Or what your business name is, and it's got to be the same as the GMB for sure. Also, lately we saw a big problem with EMQs and PMQs in both web pages and some of these GMBs as well after this big spam update from October 7th and 8th. So everybody out there, you got to watch out for that. It was a big, huge, like a minus 100 penalty, like boom, right off the SERP.
I think that's two separate penalties. I think one is your name doesn't match your actual business name, and two, your keyword stuff. I think that's like a double whammy, but it's done in the same action.
Yes, entirely possible, entirely possible. So in Underground SEO University, we did a lot of testing into this. We already have pretty much figured out exactly how that's working. If anyone was hit by that latest update, email me at joshpaczynski@gmail.com. I'd be happy to help you out. We have kind of the facts of what's going on there. If you want to join and see the science for yourself, by all means, if you're an existing Keyword Spy customer, I can give you a huge discount on Underground SEO University. Let me know.
You're good to go, and it's actually a good thing that came up because you could announce it if you'd like that AI credits will be completely unlimited going forward because of that thing there. That's kind of a
like for everyone.
For everyone, that will be. Probably tomorrow, I think we're going to deploy that. So you won't see that error message much anymore. The only thing we will sort of, keep a tally on is the reports, the pages, if you will.
Yeah.
But the AI credits, which powers a lot of this, will be, unlimited. So have at it. Don't abuse it because I will get an alert and I will come after you. So
right. do not anger. Yeah. Do not. Greg will start making you do chores.
Yes. Good. So some other people can do chores. I'm tired of doing chores. Let's get some other people doing chores. No. We love all our users, and our user base, especially in Underground SEO University, has been helping us test bugs and betas and stuff like that. And so we love all the feedback that we get and all the help we're getting there. Okay, great. So now that I have the credits back, let's hope that the article didn't collapse. Let's close this. I'm going to refresh this. And it's like, no, I'm still going. Still doing the high quality article. Excellent. Okay. So if you go into BERT here, I might have to log out and log back in. We'll see.
No, that error's gone, so I think you're good.
Okay, so when we go into BERT here, it also shows you, again, some of these BERT entities, but the ones at the top here. And quite frankly, look at this. This is very interesting, Furman. So you might want to take a look at this search intent. The search intent, the journey is here. That gives you a SERP summary and the journey in general. And I clicked these three buttons for that, these three dots for that. The users are looking for information on turf laying services in London. Duh. Their next step could be to click on one of the provided links to learn more about a specific service or contact a company for further assistance. It says it's no-do. It's in the middle of the sales funnel. It's informational and navigational. And it's from the third person, which is interesting. So that the narrative voice there could be interesting for the search intent that you need to write. Also notice this though. How to hire a company to lay turf in your London garden or professional lawn laying services in London. Notice or find turf laying services in London. The top one that the AI thought was the better bet after analyzing multiple data points for the BERT transformer was hire a company to lay turf in your London garden. So that is the angle it's saying you should be using for your article. Now, whether our auto-generated article paid attention to that, it's supposed to have that generated in there. It might have gone because of, I said you're an expert. You're an expert. I didn't say you're an expert in finding a company to lay turf. I said you're an expert turf laying company. Mm-hmm. So it might not, my human instruction might have sent it in the wrong direction or not the most ideal direction as based on this AI. Now you can also ignore this and be like, Josh, I don't want to write a Yelp review. I want to push them further to the sale. So that's fine. These kind of phrases are more rough suggestions. When you get down to the neural matching here, when you get down to the results, which I skipped that because I did tier 3. I skipped the more neural matching, higher intensive synonyms because we did the term weighting, which kind of redoes this anyway. And you can show you more what is more weighted here with a -1 or a 1 as compared to a 10. It's like, yeah, London is highly relevant for this because they're trying to do turf laying services in London. Services, laying, service, turfing, layers, master landscapers. Turf is all the way down here, which is interesting in terms of the term weighting. So it's good that it's not going to stuff it too much, right? Again, the AI here is trying to save you some of the grief of stuffing that too much in the article. Anyway, so this will take, instead of taking 10 hours, this could take 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes, depending on how busy the system is. But it's stitching this article together section by section, almost word by word almost, which is quite complex to try and get all the heat in there that it's supposed to do, all the information that it's trying to do in there. If you want to see what a finished one looks like, for those of you who've never seen it before, I can show you here what a finished one looks like. Let me see if I remember which one we have here. I think we have, I think I did this one. Let me see. I think I might have was playing with the H1 here for this. Yeah, no, here we have it here. So here we did one here that is definitely in the right content score. It's got the H1 generated. It's got a really high heat score. It's got good markings here. And would you expect to see this content in or referenced by a printed magazine? It's that level of quality, or at least a 7 out of 10 for that. Does the main heading or page title provide a descriptive, helpful summary of the content? Yes, it does. Is this content written by an expert or enthusiast who demonstrably knows the topic well? I mean, little hints like that. These are actual questions that Google asks. And that's how we program the AI to generate the content to make sure that it satisfies all these requirements. It's little tricks like this which tell you really this is what Google is really after. And so that's why we have this generated here. And the content is around the right length. And we've got a really high quality article that has lists. It has different kinds of the DOM level stuff that you're going to be finding that your competitors are using. So it's going to give you boosts from the DOM level stuff here too. As you can see here in the SEO section, it tells you the exact match query being used in the body, being used in the URL, the title tag, so you can see maybe how safe it is or how unsafe it is to use it. It's also telling you the usage of the exact match in the H1, H2s, and H3s. the number of words in total, and the number of partial matches being used there as well. So really interesting stuff, auto-generated for you. Also auto-generates you a content brief, so you can generate all this stuff and you can show all the competitor information to your writer. If you still want to use a writer, at least it automates the brief part. You don't need to generate this, Ryan, as the liaison to the client. The AI can generate this for you, or you can use this AI-generated customer journey, what the URLs are, what the title tags of your competitors are, what the meta descriptions of your competitors are. You can put any notes in here you want. You can save it so that your article writers, if you don't want to have the AI generate the article, although why wouldn't you? That's the whole way the world is going. This is an AI generated article. It's quite high level. It is quite good in terms of the spread it uses. So if you check the spread it uses here, check by score. We're also putting this in the SEO tab very shortly. It'll show you the missing entities, and you can see it's already using a lot of the different entities that you're supposed to be using for the spread. It's got a small block here that it's missing in terms of museum, walking, but it does say walk. It does say other stuff. So it's pretty good. You would just go in there and you would just touch up some of these words if you wanted it to be perfect, which further generations I do of the perfect article that we're doing is going to nail these numbers right out of the bat, kind of a thing. So that's really interesting in terms of what you can generate for an article. Furman, email me and I'll send you the generated article when it's done. It might just take a couple more minutes here to generate, but I don't want to keep everyone on the video forever. Let's see if there's any final questions here. Even more incentive to sign up. Yeah. So, I mean, guys, at the end of the day, you don't want to do the SEO automation that takes 5 minutes, right? Although the keyword discovery did take 5 minutes. It's very fast. But to generate the article and to generate the boosting keywords, it took 20 minutes to do the report. It's going to take another 20 minutes, 30 minutes to do the generated article, because that's a higher quality article that's being automatically generated. But think about how long that would have taken you, a year or two ago. It would for our highly advanced, highly trained students in SEO University, which are the top tier SEOs on the planet, it would take them anywhere from, a few hours to 10 hours to find the niches to rank for. That's come down to 5 minutes. That's automated SEO with AI. That's why you want to do it. Mm-hmm. To find the boosting keywords you want to use and to make sure you're not over optimized. And it would used to take, again, could it take anywhere from a few hours to 10 hours for a single page, for a single EMQ. Now that's down to 20 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. And to write the article, it could take your author anywhere to write a high quality article that's actually helpful for the user. To do that research, it would cost hundreds of dollars and it would take at least a day, just a day's work for one single article to do all that research and to make it super helpful and to make it super useful to the end user. That would have taken a day easily, right? Now we have that down to 20 minutes or so and an AI does it. And then you can edit it. You should edit it for sure. You should definitely go through it, make sure it's all correct, make sure it's all good for your customer. But reading through that, will take you 5 minutes as opposed to 5 to 10 hours per article, right? That is the key of automated SEO. This is what it is for automating SEO with AI. You need to automate it, but you need to do high quality. And if you're like, Josh, but there's other automation software out there that does it in 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Yeah, but it's shit. It's absolute crap, right? Here's the problem of automated SEO. You can't go all the way to the automation black hat side because those aren't going to rank well, right? That's a spray and pray strategy, which we're putting back into the white hat realm of things. But if you do a low quality aspect of it, you're just going to get nailed like everyone was nailed on this latest spam update.
It leaves an easy footprint to read. So the editing keeps you unique, keeps you on point, keeps you helpful.
Exactly. And using a piece of software that's in the middle of automation, it has all the virtues of automation, but it has all the virtues of the high quality writing. That's the sweet spot. That's where you want to be. And so we do it on the 3 important levels for you for on-page. Choosing the keywords to rank for to begin with, choosing the boosting synonyms and metonyms and keywords that would go on the page and where to put them on the page, and then writing the article for you. And then I showed you other ways of doing automation for the web design and whatnot. That's just the start. But we're doing a high quality article, but we're taking it from 30 hours for a single page of complete work you would have to build the client for. We're doing that in under an hour now, right? You could still bill them the 30 hours if you want. Don't tell them it took you only an hour if you want to. Or you can reduce your prices, get in more customers, build more pages, make more money. That is the whole purpose of automated SEO, and it is a godsend. It is what you want to do. You want to be using automated SEO right now. Mm-hmm. You want to try Keyword Spy for free for 2 weeks. No credit card needed, no email needed. Try Keyword Spy for free for 2 weeks. See the automation difference of high quality AI automation. That is what you want to do. You want to say yes to it right now because, it's a no-brainer. You reduce all your costs, you reduce your time, you make more money. That's what you need to do to survive in this new AI landscape, for sure.
Yeah, to be clear, I'm baking bread now. I never had time to bake bread before.
You're baking bread. You have time to do more chores. Now you could do some chores for Greg. Now I have to do all the chores. Yay, time for more chores. So I hope that has helped everybody out. If you have any SEO questions at all or any questions about automation or how to do it with AI, email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com. I'll be happy to help you out. I'd like to thank Greg and Ryan for being on the show. And again, remember, automation is the way to go. There is no other way to do it. You can't do this stuff by hand anymore. Your competitors are going to outcompete you. All your competitors, for SEO competitors, are going to be using automation. Let them use the crappy ChatGPT freebie stuff. That's going to be terrible. Use the high quality automation that you have to. That is very low cost to do the high quality AI automation. Get in on the ground floor of that. And you will see the difference. You will see the ranking difference. You will see a huge reduction in the time. You will see a huge reduction in the money it costs you. You will see a reduction in what you can charge if you want to do that and get more customers in, or keep it at the same price and get the same amount of money for 10% of the work. Get 100% of the money for 10% of the work. Of course you would do this. Why wouldn't you do this? You'd be an idiot not to do this, quite frankly. You don't have to if you don't want to, but everyone else is going to outcompete you. So I really, I'm trying to watch your guys back. You really need to do this. And we're all using it. Obviously, that's what we all use, doing SEO and to use for this system. So that's what we're doing. All right, guys. So if you have any questions, please email me. Again, thanks to Greg and Ryan. And let's see if I can find how to turn this darn thing off here. Oh, I think I saw a question. Okay. Hold on. I got a question here. Blair asks, can you explain in detail what goes in author and role box? Whatever you want. So let me show you. So in the author and role box here, so let me close this. Let me go back to the editor here. Let me select a new one. Food handler's card. Just to answer your question there, Blair. So in the author and role box, you would put the author. So do you have an author? You should have an expert author. You should be whomever who is an expert in that niche, and you should be using that author. For mumble reasons I can't say in public, but join Underground SEO University and you'll know exactly why. Or you need to tell them that you're an expert, right? You want to tell the AI what kind of expert you are, what aspect you're trying to go for. You might have been able to tell that a little bit better if you go here to reports, and you go here to the BERT section here that I mentioned, and you see what the BERT algorithm is looking for. They're looking to hire a company. You want to write it from this aspect, how to hire a company to lay turf in your London garden. So you want to say you're an expert at hiring a turf laying company is what you might want to say to write it from this angle. Now you choose the angle, right? The AI is going to make a choice there, but it may not be the angle you want to go for. Your client might be like, no, Josh, I don't want to write it from that angle. I want to be more in the low end of the sales funnel, and I want to write from the angle of just helping them to find a turf laying services in London, and it's an advertorial that says, here's how you find turf laying services in London, and oh, by the way, that's me, you should choose me. Like you're lower at the end of the sales funnel. Like it's your choice which one of these you want to do, but this will be the angle you would choose from more than likely. Although it's totally open, you could choose any angle you want, and you'd say, I'm a turf laying expert, which is which is the angle I decided to use, right? Is the angle I decided to use, and that's what I generated from.
Quick question, Josh, just
Yeah.
on that. If you put a name in there, does the tool like look for someone it recognizes as that name to kind of replicate? Like, for example, if I was writing about, I don't know, songs and put Barney, would it know to pick the purple dinosaur, or is it just using the name as like a place of it's coming from a person with this name?
Um, a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Okay.
So if you put the name in there, the AI is going to decide whether it wants to do it personalized from the first person or if it wants to do
Mhm.
it from the third person perspective. So it's going to make some decisions there, kind of based on what the journey is and what it is you're seeing. So it might not use the name, but it could write it from the
Okay.
first person if you put an author in there. And it might also confuse it with like Barney the purple dinosaur. So that's
Yeah.
AI again is still kind of early days. It's tremendously reducing
Mhm.
your costs, and it's already tremendously reducing your costs and already tremendously reducing your time. You want to say yes to it. You want to say yes to AI automation with Keyword Spy. It definitely is the way to go in terms of saving you a lot of time and money and making you more money. But as you said, a human should still be in the process. We're not trying to replace any humans here. You still
Mhm.
should be in the process. You need to edit it after the fact and check to see if it's the right name that's being used. Check to make
Mhm.
sure all the facts are correct. Although in the high quality article, we do have a built-in AI just for facts to check the facts quality of the information and to try to make sure that all the facts are accurate. But it's only so good. So you need to read it to make sure that it's accurate. But we do have that built in as well. So I hope that answers your question, Blair. So it's up to you to choose what the angles should be. You get some really strong hints here from the BERT analysis, and you get some strong hints from the keyword journey. But at the end of the day, it's up to you as to kind of the article you want to smith together. I hope that answers it for you. Blair says, "Got it. Thanks." All right, perfect. Thanks very much. All right, guys. Well, like I said, thanks for watching. Any questions at all? I'm happy to answer any SEO questions at all. Try Keyword Spy for free for 2 weeks. Go to trykeywordspy.com. Hey, get this out of here. I hate Zoom. I hate chores and I hate Zoom. Try Keyword Spy for free for 2 weeks. Go to trykeywordspy.com. No credit card, no email needed. Try the automation out. You're going to see a huge boost in your processes. Make sure you start with keyword discovery. Finding the right niche to rank for is the most important thing to do. Step one. We've taken the process down from 9 hours down to 5 minutes. Throw a bunch of keyword niche ideas in there. See what comes out. Go more general. You're going to get better keyword ideas from that. Automate the keyword boosting process, and we brought that down to 20 minutes. And automate the article generation process. We brought that down to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is. And then edit it. Boom, you're good. Rinse, repeat. You could do like what? 5 pages a day easily, as 10 pages a day easily of high
Mhm.
quality, not of low quality
Yeah.
garbage that's going to get you nailed, of high quality pages that if you follow our process and put it all in the green is guaranteed to get you ranking. We're going to be making another major adjustment and shift for this last spam update to make sure that we have the right EMQ and PMQ ratios in there. If indeed that's what this spam update was about, which the evidence seems to be pointing in that direction. So don't worry, we always have you covered in Keyword Spy. We could see the data in the back end, and we're going to make changes based on whatever we need to do there, which most people haven't even complained. Only a few people complained. So we probably don't have to change anything at all, actually. But a couple people out of like hundreds of people, a few people complained. So we'll see. We'll scratch our heads and we'll see what's going on there. All right, guys. So thanks very much for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks again for Ryan and Greg for joining. Now, as I said before, let me see if I can find a way
To turn
to
this off.
turn this off. Where is OBS? Where is the stupid? I hate chores. It's too many chores. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. All right.